Welcome to eFit30.com.au. We care about the health of our exercising mums. If you feel an excessive shortness of breath during this workout, chest pain, uncomfortable uterine contractions, a gush of fluid, dizziness or faintness, our advice is to stop immediately and get it checked out. Remember also to avoid warm, humid days, holding your breath while working out, exercising on your back after the 4th month, and keep that water bottle handy. Let's get started.
Hi, my name is Kelly. I'm a trainer with Babes on the Run. I'm here today with Sarah. She's also a trainer with Babes on the Run and she's actually 26 weeks pregnant, just starting her 3rd trimester. So we're going to be doing a 3rd trimester workout for you today. So we're going to start on the ball. So Sarah, you can just come onto the ball. When we get onto the ball, what we're going to be doing, today with the equipment, we'll be using a ball and a mat. So with the ball, whenever we're on it, I want you to try and keep perfect posture. So what that means is shoulders back and down, keeping your chest out. Want natural curves in your spine. As you become further through your pregnancy, you tend to lose that natural curve in your spine. So I want you to try and think about keeping that in there, keeping nice and tall. With your knees, try and have them about 90 degrees. And your feet down on the floor, nice and flat and nice and comfortable. So what we're going to start with is some ball rolls. So Sarah's just going to move her pelvis around in a nice big circle, and that's what I want you to do as well. So with her pelvis, the reason we're doing this exercise is because we just like to release the lower back. You're getting a lot of pressure through your pelvis at the moment, especially the later in your pregnancy. You're getting the baby's head is starting to move into the pelvis. Your pelvis is moving into a cradle. So you really want to release through the lower back, through the pelvis. And this exercise also gives you a little bit of pelvic floor work as well. So now, Sarah, I want you to go in the opposite direction. So it's going to go both ways around. The exercise today is really focused on your glutes and your core. So the reason we work your glutes through the workouts is because, as I was saying, your pelvis tends to move, becomes a bit of a cradle for the baby, and you tend to deactivate your glutes through there. So I just want you to really work on those and the core work as well, because we don't want to work your abdominals so much, we prefer to work your core work. That's perfect. How are you feeling? Yeah, good. All right, we're going to start to lift the heart rate now. So we're going to move on to running on the ball, not actually on the ball, but you'll be sitting on it. The reason we're sitting on the ball is to support the pelvic floor, just so you've got a little bit of extra protection there. So we're going to start, Sarah's just going to lift one leg and then the other leg. That's it. Perfect. So that's when you get comfortable with the position that you'll be working in. So it's a bit of a running movement. You've got your opposite arms and your opposite legs lifting nice and high. And when you feel comfortable with this, I want you to bring it into a higher impact. Try and keep nice and soft through your ankles, through your feet as well. And make sure you breathe. Breathing is really important. It's actually quite underrated, breathing. So I want you to start to feel a bit of a puff through your lungs. Start to really feel your heart rate start increasing. If you are wearing a heart rate monitor, it's a good thing to have a look at it and try not to let it get over 140 beats per minute. The reason for this is you can overheat the baby a little bit, but it's not a problem if you go a little bit higher, as long as when you stop, your heart rate comes back down. But try and make sure that you really keep an eye on your heart rate. So you're starting to feel nice and warm?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, and we're going to do this just for a little bit longer. I just want you to be nice and warm, all your muscles ready to go, ready for the workout ahead. That's good, look at you go. That's good. Okay, you can relax there as long as you're feeling nice and warm. We're just going to give your body just a quick little stretch. So the first one's a hamstring stretch. So one leg straight, one leg bent. Try and keep the weight on your bent leg and roll your bum back on the ball. We don't put our weight on the straight leg because you can hyperextend your knee. Reason being, you're releasing a hormone called relaxin at the moment. It's designed to unfuse your pelvis, but it actually makes all your joints more flexible. Okay, change sides. I want you to think about keeping your chest nice and high and your shoulders back. Really feel this stretch down the back of the leg here. That's good. Good. All right, standing up for me. Just going to do a little bit of a quad stretch. So hold on to something nice and strong, nice and stable. Especially in the third trimester, your centre of gravity has hugely moved, so where you were balanced before, you may not be anymore. Okay, change legs. So when you think about keeping your knees together, pulling your hips, tucking your bum in, shoulders down. Okay, we're going to get onto the mat now. So we're going to start with a plank. So Sarah, I want you to go down into a plank. In your third trimester, it's probably a good idea to be on your knees rather than your toes, but you can choose to be on your toes if you like. We're going to go for 30 seconds. So what I want you to think about while you're doing your plank is to relax your shoulders, bring your shoulders down, relax between your shoulders. Sarah's doing this very well at the moment, but you can hold a lot of tension here. I want a nice flat back all the way. So if I was to put my dinner plate on your back, I would still be able to eat it and my dinner won't fall everywhere. With your pelvis, I want you to tuck your bum in and bring your two little hip bones forwards. So you're really feeling that through there and just relaxing through your legs. So this one we should feel in your core. Is that where you're feeling it, Sarah?
Yeah, under.
Good. Right under on the tummy. And I want you to breathe. Just remember to breathe. So how many seconds do you reckon we've gone for?
About a minute.
Okay, you can relax there. We're going to roll onto your back now and do a reverse plank. So we're on our back. We're not going to be flat on your back, so it's quite safe to do this, even in your third trimester. Perfect way of getting to the floor. So another thing is to think about how you're getting up and down while you're pregnant as well. So when you drive the weight through your heels, roll up your pelvis and lift up your bum as high as you can. Besides your bump, you should be a straight line between your knees and your shoulders. Just all the way down. Relaxing through your shoulders, so try not to be arched up, nice and relaxed through here. Make sure you're breathing. This exercise you will feel in your glutes, in your hamstrings, in your lower back. As long as it's in the muscles and not the actual joint, that's perfect. So you're feeling this one? You can wriggle your toes as well, just to make sure that the weight's through your heels and not your toes. Keep breathing. So we're just holding this one for 30 seconds. How's that going?
Good.
That's good. And look, the bump's included too. Okay, just relax there. You're going to get a little bit of movement training as well. It's all functional. It will help you through your day-to-day living. So now I want you to go onto all fours. So rolling onto your side, lifting up, and you'll probably find that your movement is becoming a lot harder to do. So this one I'm going to do straight leg glute lifts. Well, they're leg lifts, but they're really working your glutes. So relaxing through your shoulders, relaxing between your shoulder blades, nice and flat through the back. With your hips, I want you to keep them nice and straight, so try not to move them either way. Sarah's going to drive through her heel, straighten her leg, and then lift up nice and high. That's it. And down she goes. And then she's going to change over. And what I want you to do is 15 of these on each leg. Being on all fours in your third trimester is fantastic for the baby. We refer to it as tummy time, which you'll learn as a good term when you have your child as well. But what it helps with is bringing the baby into the correct position before you're ready to go into labour. Not exactly right, ready to go, but it keeps the baby's spine on the outside of your bump and not the inside. So it's a good thing to keep on do a bit of work on your hands and knees most days if you can. We're really starting to work the glutes now, so you'll really start to feel it, especially if you haven't been doing a lot of glute work throughout your entire pregnancy. Reason being, we're forming that cradle for the baby, we're deactivating the glutes. So this is why we really want to keep activating the glutes and keep them working nice and hard. Nice and relaxed. Sarah's breathing really well, I can hear her here, so that's fantastic. Make sure you're still breathing. Driving your heel up in the air, nice and straight. Hips are perfect alignment, so not twisting too much. It's great. How you going there, Sarah?
Yeah, very good. Starting to feel it.
Starting to feel it? Good. Perfect. That's good. How many have you done each side?
12 each side.
12, 3 to go each side. I love how Sarah's here, she's counting for me, it's great. It means I can talk more. So just keep relaxed, especially through the last few reps. It starts to become a bit tiring, so make sure your posture's perfect. Really focus on trying to bring your belly button into your spine and turning your pelvic floor on as well. Just keeps you a lot more stable through the midsection. Good work. Okay, we're going to stay on all fours, so you can come back, have a little bit of a relax. How does that feel?
Yeah, it's good.
That's good. Especially during pregnancy, a lot of girls can start to get a bit of carpal tunnel, so if you do, you can drop down onto your elbows, that's fine. All right, back onto all fours. This one's a real core exercise rather than glutes. So what we're going to do is I want you to really turn your pelvic floor on, bring your belly button into your spine. Sarah's going to keep her bum exactly where it is, and she's just going to extend her legs, both at the same time. That's it. And then come back down and up again. So we've got 15 of these. Going forwards and back. This one where you should feel it is right down into your pelvis, in that pelvic floor, but also through your midsection as well. So you might be able to see that as Sarah tenses, her belly actually moves. So if you're near a mirror, I want you to try and have a look at that. Really have a look. See if you can see your belly moving. It's the best part about being pregnant. I can tell straight away if you're activating your core. That's good. Looking nice and strong. Feeling good?
That's good.
Good. So just relax those shoulders. Make sure you're breathing. That's good. 4 to go. Fantastic. So just make sure you're keeping nice and strong throughout your posture, especially the last few reps you've got. Good. Is this one? Perfect. Okay, come up and relax. If you need to, you can stop to have a little bit of a drink. Otherwise, we'll move on into the clamshells, which we're going to be on your side for. So when you move down onto your side, another functional exercise on moving. With the clamshell, Sarah's going to relax right down to her elbow, right down to her arm, but you can be rested on your elbow if you want to. Perfect, so you choose which one you're most comfortable with. You like it down? Awesome. Try and keep your feet in line with your hips. You've got to keep your feet glued together, okay? And Sarah's just going to bring her top knee up and back down. And what we're going to do with this one, we're just working our range of motion. So I just want you to lift as high as you can comfortably without rotating your hips. So try and make sure your hips are stacked on top of each other. Notice Sarah's are right on top of her here. They're not moving back as she moves back, so her hips are perfectly still. The rest of your body should be perfectly still, starting to breathe and just starting to relax. So we're going to do 15 on this leg all up. Starting to work through the glutes again and also the hip muscle.